Hi guys, I am back with another video, and in this video I will be continuing my previous video in which I have discussed cardiac output determinants. My name is Avadan, so let's begin. So guys, in my previous video we have discussed four parameters. What are those? First is the preload, second is the afterload, third one is the quantity, and fourth is the heart rate. Okay, so now I am going to discuss preload. So what is preload? It is the amount of blood which is loaded in the left ventricle. Okay, at the end of the diastole. Okay, and also how much strength is there in fibers prior to contraction, or you can simply say how much pressure is there in the heart after the diastole or at the beginning of the systole. Okay, so more period is equal to more cardiac output. Okay, this is evident as the heart must pump more blood, so it will require more energy. Okay, and so therefore more period is equal to more cardiac, more work the heart must do. Okay, and there are some parameters through which we can increase this preload. So we have got three parameters. First is the add volume like blood or IVF, the syringes we give to patients to increase the preload on the heart. Okay. Second way is by slowing the heart rate. Okay. So so what we will do is that heart rate will be slow. So there will be more filling of the heart, and therefore more volume will be will be pumped throughout the body. Okay. So that will also increase the preload. Okay. And third is the constrict veins. Okay. So veins they force blood into heart. Okay. As we all know that the superior vena cava is a main you know, um, vein which carries the blood from all the head and neck to the heart. Okay. So and veins they hold large volume of blood. Okay, so whenever there is a response to blood loss, like whenever we lose the blood, the venous constriction kicks in, and the sympathetic stimulation causes the alpha 1 receptors in the veins to activate and therefore constrict the veins. So therefore the more blood will go to the heart, and therefore the more the work will be done by the heart, and therefore more contraction will be done. Okay. Now, how do we decrease the preload? So we have got three methods. We we will remove volume by bleeding or dehydration. Okay. We will raise the heart rate. So yeah, opposite mechanism that I have discussed just in my previous slide, and pull blood in veins. Mechanism of action of nitrates relieve angina. Angina means chest pain. Okay. So yeah, and lower fluid that that is equal to the less work the heart must do to pump the blood into the systemic circulation. Okay. Now guys, what is afterload? So afterload is basically the resistance, okay, that the heart must overcome to eject blood from ventricles into the systemic circulation for the left ventricle, or pulmonary circulation for the right ventricle, okay, during systole. Okay, and it represents the pressure that the heart has to work against to open the aortic or pulmonary valves and push blood out. Okay. So think of afterload as a resistance. Okay, resistance. What resistance? Okay, so resistance to flow of blood from the heart to the systemic for her left and pulmonary for the right. Okay, and yeah. So guys, how do we increase the afterload? We raise the mean blood pressure and obstruct outflow of left ventricle via the aortic stenosis or hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Okay, And the second way to decrease the afterload is via the we lower the mean blood pressure, and we treat the aortic valve disease or HCM. Okay, so more afterload is equal to more work on the heart, so therefore more oxygen is required, and therefore it can lead to several cardiac diseases. So now coming to the contractility. So contractility is how hard the heart must squeeze. Okay, and this represents the ejection fraction. Remember what is the ejection fraction? It is basically the amount of blood pumped by the heart during one beat, okay, or one cardiac cycle. Okay, so so this ejection fraction is the index of the contractility, and the major regulator of this contractility is the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, and it also increases the heart rate. So how do we increase this contractility? By the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, actually this sympathetic nervous system, it releases hormones like epinephrine and norepinephrine, which trigger this heart muscle to release calcium from the sarcoplasmic reticulum. Okay, and and the calcium, as we all know, is very important for the contraction of the heart. Okay, and these hormones are released when we have stress or we have exercise. Okay, and we can also increase this contractility by giving the drugs like dopamine, epinephrine, norepinephrine, or dopamine. Okay, and digoxin is also a very good example to increase the contractility. It inhibits the sodium potassium ATPase pump, therefore increasing the calcium in the myocytes. Okay, now we have discussed the how to increase. Now we will discuss how to decrease this contractility. Okay, so we give the drugs like sympathomyelitics, okay, or sympathetic system blocking drugs like beta blockers and calcium channel blockers like verapamil and delete delitazem. Okay, and less calcium for muscle contraction causes a less contraction and therefore decrease in the contractility. Okay, and also there are some pathological conditions in which the integrity of the muscle of the heart muscle it decreases, and that that results in the death of the myocytes. So the next parameter which we are going to talk about is the heart rate. So heart rate, it increases the cardiac output under physiological condition. Okay. Now you only tell me that cardiac. What is the formula of the cardiac output? Cardiac output is equal to stroke volume into heart rate. Okay. So so whenever there is increase in the heart rate, it will directly increase the cardiac output. Okay. And this is mainly regulated by the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, and this heart rate is also increased by the sympathomimetic drugs. Okay, now what do I mean by the sympathomimetic drugs? These are the drugs which mimic or copy the the action of the sympathetic nervous system. Okay, and this is also decreased. Heart rate is also decreased by the beta blocker and calcium channel blockers. Okay, same as the contractility. In summary, the heart rate determines the cardiac output, but this is not always true. Okay, as the heart rate increases drastically, like say 300 beats per minute. Okay, now you only imagine that Okay, so heart is beating very rapidly. Okay, like this. Okay, so the blood which is coming from the venous system, it is not getting pumped efficiently. Okay, so the stroke volume is drastically decreases. Okay, stroke volume decreases. Okay, and that will cause the cardiac output to decrease. Okay, so this is evident in this graph. Okay, as you can see, the cardiac output increases up till this, up till this, like the heart rate. Okay, and after that the cardiac output decreases. Why? Because the stroke volume decreases. Okay, so I hope you get my point. Okay, and now work of heart is determined by four factors: preload, which is also called as a left ventricular and diastolic volume or pressure; afterload, which is also determined by the mean arterial pressure; um, contractility is also determined by the ejection fraction and the heart rate. Okay, so the heart star for oxygen, it causes the reduced oxygen demand. Okay, and if the heart has not is not efficient, or it has low output, then it must um manipulate these four parameters in order to work efficiently. Okay, these four parameters are very important for the physiological activity of the heart. Okay, so that is for today, guys. Thank you for watching, and remember to सब्सक्राइब कर जल्दी, ठीक है ना? सब्सक्राइब कर जल्दी, जल्दी कर।